Wow. I can't see my own live video stream when I'm logged in. This is really retarded. YouTube is so crap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Live chat. All messages are visible. I want to pop out the damn... Gonna waste all my time. Sorry, I've only got an hour. And I've already wasted 10 minutes of it, I reckon. Ha! I'm a genius. Look at this. Look at this. Got it working. Genius. Except I didn't turn off my audio. There we go. All right. Now I'll cook them with gas. All right. Thanks, bugger off. All right. Hello, everyone. Now into chat. Thank you very much. And Zork. And XORK. From Mexico. Anyway, I assume everyone can hear me. Otherwise, you'd be... picture-in-picture didn't work because, like, I was using Edge browser, didn't work. No, I don't normally use Edge. I was just using it because I wasn't logged into anything. It's the browser I use when I do screen captures, and I'm not, you know, it doesn't have any of my history. I'm not logged into anything. It's just nice and clean. Anyway. Hi, Dave. I'm interested to know what kinds of projects are good for candidates on resumes. Is every project good enough, or should I pick most comprehensive ones? Oh, well, you're not going to pick, you know, if you've got dozens and dozens of projects, you're probably not going to list them. You're only going to list your really good ones, I guess. You could. There's no problem why you can't list them all, but you might put more detail for the more comprehensive ones. But certainly, your resume should ideally be tailored for the job that you're actually going for. You can have like a blanket resume that you send to the recruitment agents and stuff like that. That's fine, but if you're applying to a specific position and there's something you can tailor on your resume, there's extra detail you can put in on the stuff you might think that they've asked for, or you might think that they're interested in, then definitely do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I can't tell you what kind of resumes. Like, some projects are just absolutely, well, no project's useless on your resume, but some might be more appropriate than others. So depends on the job you're going for. ESD response and PCB components in the near future. Not really. You're talking about ESD protection? Drybell? Kind of wanted to do that for a while, like various different ways to protect your devices and stuff like that, but they're all going to protect. Like, it's not like I can like demonstrate, oh look, this one's better than this because this one will die. You know, I would have to have a progressively higher ESD discharge model that could, like, that goes really extreme, way beyond stuff that would, you know, ordinarily be protected in order to see something die. So it's not easy to see that. Not easy to see that, I'm afraid. What I'll do is I'll maybe pop that up there. There you go. And I'll pull that down to there. Genius. Genius I am. Anyway, I'm here until 7 o'clock. It is now 10 past 6, because 7 is when I pretty much have to go home. It is Sunday night here. The only reason I don't normally work on Sundays, the only reason I'm here at the lab, as you can see, is because I've been away for a week. I've been on holidays for a week. Just got back. So then I'll be taking some more holidays very shortly, a short one this week as well. So I've only got like 3 days this week to do something. And even then, I've got a ton of stuff which I've got to do. My car has to get regio-teched. My car has to get serviced. Kids have various school holiday things. It's nuts. So Sagan might come in tomorrow morning and one might shoot mailbag. Thank you very much. Message retracted. I was about to read it. Message retracted. Okay. Thanks. Don't know if I still get the money or not. What can I do with a spare Xbox 360 power supply? I don't know. What is it? A couple hundred watts? Sure, you can do something with it. What's it going to have? I don't know the specs. Does it have a 3.3 direct rail out, or is that done on the main board? Does it surely it'd have like 5 volts, 3.3, 12. Probably wouldn't have anything different for that. Probably have those 3 rails. Yeah, you could like whack it in a box and put some. I'm like, you could drill some. If it's an old Xbox, you could drill some holes in the front. Maybe I could do that. I've got an old Xbox over there. Maybe I could like turn it into a. It's a big power supply though. It'd just be dumb, really. And then it'd have no lab features and stuff like that. So, but that'd kind of be cool. Turn an old Xbox 360 into a bench power supply. But then you'd have to put like a meter on it and stuff like that. But then you're better off just buying one of those AliExpress, modules, the RD Tech ones, one of those power supply modules, and just feeding the power into that, I think. So Anyway, that'd be kind of cool. But then you'd have to cut it. How would you cut out on the front panel? I've got an Xbox. No, you wouldn't. It'd look crap. You get a lot of hits on YouTube. If I did a video modifying an Xbox. No audio. No, someone would have complained if there's no audio. I had a go at the credit card puncher again this morning. DefPom. I'm still not seeing what the problem is. Did a few tweaking around. By the stuff that I didn't mention on the video is that it's filled with a fine powder, like it's everywhere in the case, especially on that side. But no, I don't think it's the sensor coming from the. I was disconnecting various sensors and doing stuff. And it's not the card thickness. It's the same as a standard credit card, and I couldn't find a way to do that anyway. It's not extracting. It's not extending the little tray thing that comes out. And by the way, I figured out the tray has these two little clips under the bottom of it. And I can't see, without ripping the whole thing out and seeing on the underside, there is some sort of driving mechanism that sort of clamps that. So it goes over the card like this, and then it clamps on the card. So that's why it doesn't need any support at the other end. It can just grab the end of the card and hold it and move across. So I figured that out. But it doesn't seem to be doing that. It's really annoying. So what do you do when your colleague is technically weak and is bringing your whole team down? Oh, yeah, had those. Just give them as little to do as possible. You ignore them. Generally, those sort of people who are technically very weak and they know it, either they got in because they fake their, they just bluff their way into the company somehow, fake their resume, fake their qualifications, whatever, and you find out they're totally useless, like absolutely beyond regular useless, and they generally don't want to do anything anyway. They just want their cushy job and they want to, not be embarrassed or whatever, so they generally won't try and do anything. So if you give them nothing to do, then they'll probably be pretty happy. Excuse me, I'm still sick, by the way. All of my holiday. Last week I was sick. Anyway. No, I haven't done any work on the C5. Where does the term the old dark come from? I'm not sure of the etymology of that term. Sorry. I don't believe it's very clear. The research on it isn't clear. Sir Dave should have the answer to my questions. He is an electronic engineer. Sir Dave. No, I've never heard of Serwin Vega speakers. No idea. Sure, they're overhyped and overpriced. Micatrones. I have no idea. Calibration procedure of Fluke DMM. Which one? There is a manual. There is a calibration manual, and you enter the calibration mode with a boot sequence, and it's got a ultrasonic. Doesn't one of the Flukes, the Fluke 80 series, have an ultrasonic or a buzz, a frequency buzzer interface for calibration and stuff like that? Do you suggest Altium for a company that doesn't design a lot, or should consider other tools? I tried Eagle. I don't personally like it. I don't know what to buy. Altium is perfect, but price. Well, I mean, if your company can afford, if your company's willing to pay for Altium, just get Altium. If the company's not willing to pony up for that, and you need to use something, or you need to suggest something, and you don't like Eagle, well, find something you like and suggest that. KiCad's getting really good. It's free. And yeah, I don't know why you'd buy Eagle when KiCad's available now. I just don't understand. Oh, it's got integration, it's got the Fusion 360 integration and crap like that, but I don't know. Yes, the Saturn V is in the background. That is a Lego Saturn V. Done the build video of that, Sagan and myself. The arm is something that breaks often, is it? Printed XYZ. You find out their strong points and give them work according to that. Sometimes they just don't have any strong points. Some people are just entirely useless. Oh, I've had people like that. Needless to say, I didn't hire them. Thank you, Maddie. Marty. Oh, what? Tricks to finding out leakage capacitors in circuit. Anyone answer my question? You use a ESR. Leaking. Leaking usually means that the ESR's increased. You want an in-circuit ESR tester. Well, I'd like to know if it's possible for me to use vacuum sensors to measure actual vacuum pressure. I have no idea. I have no idea about vacuum-based systems. I'm not a mechanical mechatronics engineer. Yeah, get better before the next holidays. And I just got over beans. I took almost a whole week off work, like a week before I went on holidays, and then I was kind of okay for a week, got some work done, and then I went on holidays, and we were all sick, all of us. It's just, yeah, it was terrible. Etymology, yeah, not entomology. Yes, exactly. Samwell PC 5000? What's that? I don't remember. Ah, right. It's a new meter, is it? Well, I don't have one, so I guess the answer's no. What happened to the Raspberry Pi Stack project? Oh, I lost interest in it, It happens. Why would I make a 4G to 3G or 2G converter so people can use older phones or tech? Is that even possible? And why would I build one? I'm sure if there's such a thing exists, you can just buy it, right? I don't understand. Is 5 volts used in digital electronics used because of a necessary physics reason, or is it just a nice round number? It's pretty much just a nice round number. I think I maybe did know the history of why 5 volts is a thing. It was like, oh... Yeah, no, I used to know that. I'm not going to say, because I'm almost certainly going to be wrong. It's not a physics, well, it's a physics thing in that the early logic, you needed a minimum amount. You couldn't work them at 3.3 volts like you do these days, or lower. Just the technology at the time. But why 5 volts plus minus 5% actually became a standard? I guess they chose that when they had TTL, when they designed the original TTL, because ECL was different before that, and DTL was was somewhat different again. Although it worked from 5, so yeah, I'm not sure of the exact history there. That's an interesting question. No, sorry, Rintakar, I can't suggest a good source for dev boards. I'm just not up on this sort of stuff. Like, people ask me this sort of stuff all the time, and it's like, sorry, I'm just not up on, all the latest dev boards or books or, things like that. I just, because I'm not in a position of, currently learning with ESP or Atmel chips, for example. If I was, then I'd probably be across it, but fortunately I'm not. Are you going to make any of the projects? It'd be fun to see some of them being made in the current age. Oh yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Although a lot of my old, the last survey I did showed that people weren't really interested in the old magazine stuff and things like that. Like I was going to do... Where is it? Got a post-it note. Tuesday. Right. Okay. Just wondering where that post-it note went, but anyway, I was going to look at it. I found this old magazine when I was clearing out the old lab. And it's a lector from May 1996. And it's got this logic analyzer project in there. Webcam. Oh, piffle, powerful. Let me kill this. That was my media thing that didn't work. Anyway. Yeah, I was going... Focus, you bastard. Yeah, this project here, 64-channel logic analyzer. And as it turns out, this is near identical to my project, which I published 2 months later. And no, I didn't copy it because I didn't... we didn't get a lector here in Australia at the time. And... And I submitted mine. I've shown a video of me designing it, and I designed mine back in November 95, and this is May 96, and I sent it in months before because there's a couple of months pipeline at least to get it published, and it's near identical to mine. It in fact uses the latest ISP 1016 and 2032. Yeah, it uses the 1016 chips, exactly like I used on mine. It uses the parallel port interface. Some of the triggering, I think, some of the triggering logic is a bit different to mine, but overall, like functionally, absolutely identical. Like, basically identical design to mine. It uses 62256 chips. Mine was only a 32 channel design, and I was just going to do a video. Maybe I could put it on the second channel, actually just comparing the two. Their software was text-based, not nearly as good as my software that I had for mine. Theirs looks text-based. Pretty good jobby for a text-based, but I did mine as a graphics-based thing. I wrote that in Ball and Pascal, I think. And anyway... Anyway, yeah, like I was just going to do, like, you know, design deja vu. Like 2 different designers on the opposite side of the planet publish an almost identical project at the same time using the same chips. You know, it's really remarkable, but there's reasons for it. And I just thought that might be interesting. Hands up if you think that would make an interesting video. Most people wouldn't. Most people would go, meh, whatever. You know, anyway. John Richards, follow me on Twitter. Do I have an electric car? If not, why not? Follow me on Twitter. Last month, I just debated that to the hilt and answered that very question in extensive detail on Twitter. The reason is cost. Here in Australia, to buy an electric car is ridiculously expensive, and we don't have nearly the same range. You want a Tesla here? $80,000? Thank you very much. I'm not going to pay $80,000 for a car. That's for the Model 3. Right? You want a regular Model S or whatever it is? Yeah, $150,000. It's a luxury car here in Australia. The Model 3 barely gets under our luxury car tax here in Australia. That's why I don't have an electric car. And it's not just Teslas. It's all electric cars here. Are crazy expensive. Because there's no subsidies here. The import taxes and just the volumes. We do nothing volume here. It's very expensive to ship a car all the way to Australia. And yeah, I love an electric car. They're just too expensive. I'm not going to pay, you know, $70,000, $80,000 for a bloody electric car. Jesus. Anyway, follow me on Twitter. I did screenshots of all the Tesla buy page and everything. Extensive. And it pissed off a lot of the Tesla fanboys, which is always fun. It's always fun to poke the Tesla fanboys. Poke the Elon Musk fanboys. I've got to build the new Lego. I've got new Lego Apollo 11 lunar lander. Got to build it. Unfortunately, like everything's happening. Like we took a week's holidays. Got another thing happening towards the end of this week. The school holidays are happening. There's tons of stuff for that. And then the Apollo anniversary is coming up. I'm doing something for that. I won't be here again. I'm going to have no time for content. It's crazy. Whoa. I better like keep up with the Joneses. Dude, Anders, I'm not going to waste this thing. I've already done it on Twitter. Why a Nissan Leaf? I've already done it on Twitter. To the nth degree. I went in and looked at all the used car sales. I took screenshots. I posted them. It's why I don't have an electric car here in Australia, either new or secondhand. Sorry, but I'm just not going to. Maybe I should do like a second channel video so that everyone knows. Hands up, I should probably do that. Probably should have done that. Thanks. I'll write that down. It's like why I don't buy an electric car in Australia. Maybe am I a tight ass? Am I a tight ass for not wanting to spend 50 grand on a used electric car in Australia? Like my last car cost me like 17 grand, and that was a used Toyota Corolla. It was almost new. You know, I didn't buy it new, but electric car price video. Yeah, I might do something like that. Because, yeah, there's a lot of... if anything, it'll get a shit ton of comments. You know, it's good engagement. I always put it on the second channel, should I? I've seen it keeps popping up, the Apollo AGC restoration video, but I haven't watched any. I flicked through the occasional one, but I haven't been following them as such. They keep popping up. YouTube keep recommending to me. How do you gather such a huge amount of knowledge of electronics and remember it? You do by doing it for 40 years. That's how. You know. More than that. And I still don't know much. Ever heard of Nano VNA? I've seen the Nano VNA, yes. But I'm not into, like, you know, it's not really my thing. It's more like a Sharia thing from the Signal Path. He's more into stuff like that. Yes, I've got a cold. You know, my voice is terrible. Everything's terrible. No, you didn't miss a video of the fix of the solar system. Got a new box for it. I have no idea what the Sophia robot is. I don't really care all that much. No, I've never done a radio build video. No, I'm not into RF and radio. No, sorry, I don't know any good books on RF engineering. I'm not into RF. Raspberry Pi 4, it's like meh, whatever. Like, it's got dual HDMI output, does it? It's got DDR3 RAM now or something, which is better apparently, but it's like, yeah, okay. It's another upgrade. Not going to write home to my mum about it. Mike's electric stuff. Big Live and EEVblog get into a fight. Who wins? What kind of fight is it? What's the best alternative soldering wire with lead, or are you still using lead because it's better? No, I've switched over to lead free. I rarely use lead these days. Lead free is fine. Just get used to it. Doesn't look as good, but you know, like once you've used it for a while, you just get used to it. It's fine. I got 2 different sizes of lead free, and I just use it for pretty much everything. I have no intention of reviewing a Handtech scope meter from AliExpress. You know, meh. Sorry, I can't validate your purchase decision. That's what everyone wants. Everyone does it. I just bought this. Can you review it? You just want me to validate your purchase. Like, unbelievable. The worst for that were the TS100 fanboys, soldering iron. I've got the TS100. It's the best thing ever. It's changed my life. Can you review it? Yeah, piss off. And then I did do a review of it, and I found that the TS80 I found the TS80 better, and they just... Epic meltdown. Epic meltdown. No pun intended. Ha! Get it? Meltdown? Anyway. Yeah, so I simply removed that video because I'd still be getting emails every day for years. Video's still out there somewhere. Electromagnetic pollution. What it's a crock of shit. Pancage Panage. Silent K. You should bash Elon Musked like the Thunderfoot does. I give Elon a bashing when he deserves it and praise when he deserves it. So what? I've done videos calling out his solar roof tiles and stuff like that. Follow me on Twitter and you'll see that I do this all the time. How to interest youngsters into electronics? Well, that's tough, isn't it? Paul, was it? Sorry. Oh, I've lost it. Scrolled up. How do you... Oh, really? TS80 doesn't have any more tips. Really? Well, that's disappointing. But really, it's not a... It's just an iron for use out in the field or whatever. If you're using it as your everyday iron, I think you're doing it wrong. But, you know, whatever. No, I've never made a Dalek. Hi, from India. Which country am I from? Jeez, you're a bit behind. From Australia. What are your thoughts on a high current buck boost attached to a server power supply, possibly controlled via Arduino? Thank you, kudos from... Attached to it, I don't know, Nelson. That's too kind of... I'd have to ask a million questions before I could answer that, I suspect. No, I have no thoughts of building my own electric car. No. It's A, I don't have the time to do it. B, I don't have the space to do it. I don't have... Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Like, I literally have no time. I've got a wife and 2 kids and, like, and a business. And, like, I just don't have the time. Or the space. I literally don't have anywhere to work on such a car. Even if I did. I'd love to, sure. Right? It's kind of not my thing. I wouldn't... I used to service my own car, so it's not like I'm totally incapable, but, the thought of me ripping out engines and stuff, no, that's just not my thing. It's not my thing. That's a huge long-term project. And, no. I do know someone who did it. Oh, I know a couple of people who've done it, actually. I know someone who did it a long time ago, like 15 years ago or something, before it was a thing. Before, like, nobody was doing it. And they took an old ice car and stripped it down. And, before, you couldn't get, battery management controllers and stuff like that. EEVblog super pack, all your products in one box. I don't know why everyone would want all of them. Do you have any advice for someone who's interested in electronics as a hobby yet is mathematically challenged? English is my strong point. BBC 600 asks. Geez, we've got a ad for Sanwa going here, don't we? Get rid of that. No thanks. And what was the question? Don't worry about the maths. You can do an awful lot. Many top-notch successful engineers go their entire career without needing much more than Ohm's law, really. And yeah, I wouldn't be concerned, especially at the hobby level. God, you can do tons of stuff without ever worrying about any sort of heavy-duty maths at all. Yeah, don't worry about that. No. Just start building stuff that you're interested in, and the rest of it will solve itself. Would you review my device I invented? It's the best. It has a built-in dehumidifier. That's not a dehumidifier. It is great. Or even be better when it will do something. Oh, yes. I wish somebody had pointed that out to me. The water sear, how they had a finished product they were selling. Apparently they've had it for a long time, like 6 months, 9 months or something. Did the YouTube adpocalypse affect you very hard, or is it still safe to bet your livelihood on producing content for you? It didn't affect me at all. I had no noticeable drop at all due to adpocalypse 1.0, adpocalypse 2.0, or what are we up to, 3.0 or something, with the new bloody Carlos Mazza bullshit. No. But yeah, you're dumb if you bank everything on producing content on YouTube. Because apparently, like, there's talk that YouTube, I think they may have publicly said it, although I've never seen this, so it's hearsay, is that they want to eventually get rid of YouTube Live. They want to get rid of YouTube Live. They wouldn't mind if comments just vanished. Like, comments, go look at what any of the kids' video channels. Go look at, Ryan's toy reviews or any one of the 10 million other toy channels that are making millions of dollars a year. Wish I'd thought of it. And none of them have comments. It's because YouTube has switched off comments on everything. And YouTube are now going, oh, this is really good. Look at this. There's no hate anymore on YouTube. Oh, isn't it all warm and fuzzy and friendly? So they plan on, like, they're putting out the feelers to see if, more YouTube comments can be switched off on more types of videos, and eventually, there'll be nothing left. YouTube won't be you anymore. It'll just be a bunch of corporate shill videos, and with no ability to engage with the content creator. So, anyway, yep. No, have quit. Oh, really? Some large German channels have quit, as an example. Have they? Any in the engineering field? Any in the engineering field? Oh, it's a good strategy CPU to recap. If you've got like 40-year-old gear, 30-year-old gear, just to recap everything's a good, if you're really serious about long-term success of your products. Your earnings have dropped 30% in the past 2 months, have they? DefPom? Wow. But that, what's the time of year? It's mid-year. Maybe that was in the past 2 months. Maybe that was end of financial year ad spend going down. Sure, that's not part of the natural cycle. I have my own business. I don't work for anyone. Yeah, make your money outside of YouTube. Sorry, I'm not going to Sicily. I have no idea about the hand-tech oscilloscopes. Last I tried a hand-tech oscilloscope, it was pretty crap. I failed my first year electrical engineering study. Any tips on how to study for my try? Camiel. No, sorry. I always sucked at studying. I barely made it. I know. You don't want tips from me, trust me. No, get your tips from someone else there. I'm definitely, got the attention span of a gnat. No. When it come to studying, that wasn't my thing. Yeah. What was that about? I watch Electro Boom occasionally. Medi's pretty funny. Yeah, of course, DefPom. Yeah, if YouTube turned off comments on YouTube, I'd still upload to YouTube because it's YouTube and you get searches and views and that, and it drives traffic to your website and everything else. But I'd move over to BitChute, obviously, because I love getting the feedback and answering. That's the whole point of viewing YouTube. Is that we love getting the feedback. good or bad. Vivek, look, I don't know. What's your budget on the soldering iron? What's your budget on the soldering station? What's your local budget? The new Pace ADS 200's quite nice. I like that, but the venerable FX 888D from Hacko's, still decent. It's fine, so... Yep. Book or resource about PCB design rules. Best practice. Well, I have my PCB design tutorial. If you search YouTube for PCB design tutorial, you'll find a very old article of mine about PCB design. That'll get you started. I don't think there's any other books out there, though. Yes, I just saw Ben Eater his breadboard in a VGA card. Yeah, I watched part 1. Started cracking down on hacking tutorials, really? Why? Have you got any links or evidence for that, Jez? Yes, get plenty of sleep. I was just watching a can't remember what it was the other day, but a doco on how to remember stuff actually. And yeah, do not cram. Sleep. Your body, your hippocampus processes and then distributes throughout your brain overnight while you sleep. So you do, say you're cramming all day, and you might do an example test and you can't do it. That's because your brain hasn't taken that short-term memory and processed the stuff that it thinks is important and put it into the rest of the neurally network. It does that while you sleep. So that's why when you're in the morning, when you sleep, you'll find that you come up, that you wake up, you do the test again, and you can do it. It's one of those things. You need sleep to process. No, I have not been to Shenzhen, and that's not the correct spelling, as everyone will point out, I'm sure. You owned a YouTube channel and 1 million views, and it got shut down. How'd you make $1,000 from 1 million views? Oh, yeah, you could. Yeah. CPM of $1. Yeah. Why did it get shut down? Well, I hate this. When I stop to read on something and then I scroll again, it's like EEV Discover channel. Oh yeah, it's still happening. Just need to get off my ass. I have plans. I always have plans. Yes, I'm on library. LBRY. How broad of video networks you use? Yes, broad. I'm sure you mean. Yeah. I'm on library. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Vimeo. Heck, I'm even on Daily Motion. All my old videos are real crap quality. And probably more that I forget. I was on DTube at one point, but DTube was really awful. Hey, Julian. Just found my channel. Very exciting. Thank you. You've only got 1,200 videos to catch up on. More. Why do people keep talking about furries in the chat? Every time I do a chat, someone brings up furries. I don't give a shit about furries. Why would I care? Why would I think anything about them? It's like, whatever. Do whatever you want. Knock yourself out. I don't care. If you want to dress up as a dog or identify as a dog or something or a bear, knock yourself out as long as it doesn't affect me. I don't care. A VFD drive teardown. I do actually have some VFD drives here to tear down. Like, I've had one for donkey's years. And I think it's a Siemens one. And I could certainly do that. I could certainly do that. No, I don't. I'm not into audio, so I haven't played with Eurorack synthesizer gear. Sure, it has lots of weirdo modules. Oh, the hacking. Oh, right. Hacking videos have been cracking down because... Yeah, I don't cuss enough. If you know me in real life, you know I drop the F-bomb. And I do cuss a lot more. Yeah, no, I try not to do it in... I deliberately try not to drop F-bombs in my videos. It's a... Dingo dollars. Dingo dollars. Dingo dollary-doos. Why? Are you getting some chatbot or something going? Live leak. Don't have my videos on live leak. New policies that talk about hacking, are there? Okay, interesting. Might have to check those out. Right, it's the hairy arms I have. When people talk about furry, I've got fairly hairy arms, I guess. You know. Yeah. I'm not particularly hairy. It's not like I have a big hairy back or something, or a big hairy chest. Thank you for the 5 Swiss francs. Thank you, Marco. No, I don't live near the ocean, Dr. Levsey. I live in the Hills District, which is about 30 kilometers inland from the ocean. In the suburbs, in the burbs. No, oh, sorry. I did switch to... Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I should have switched chat to... I was on live chat in a different window before I did this. Doll. Microsupply, microsupply, microsupply is happening. There's a case. There's some custom brackets. Custom brackety things that connect to the banana plugs to the PCB. David is currently in possession of all of the microsupply stuff. We've got 4 or 5 prototypes built. And he's still working on USB issues or something like that. He works from home. Now it's just more convenient for him. And he's got the only new fully built prototype. I don't have one here yet. I have no idea about Rust for embedded programming. I'm not the person to ask. I don't know. I'm still a plain vanilla C man. Sorry. Nope. Jetson Nano, no idea. What's the best frequency for a switch-in power supply? It depends on how you design it. Generally speaking, higher frequency is going to be more efficient, but then you get more losses due to interwinding capacitance and all sorts of switching losses and gate capacitance switching, all sorts of stuff. You get it's a huge trade-off. There's no answer. There's no best frequency for switching. The best frequency for your switching power supply will be whatever the best frequency is for your switching power supply design. Yeah, sorry. And then you've got different. You might have variable frequency for different modes. You know, if it goes into sleep mode, whoop, you might change the frequency and stuff like that. You can get switches that auto switch the frequency, for example, have different efficiencies for different power modes and things like that. I think artificial intelligence will have zero effect on manual electronic design. I'm not the least bit worried about that at all. Any upcoming videos on DDR routing? Well, no, I've got no projects that use DDR routing. So if I was to do that, I would need some sort of practical project. Although one project that technically it's kind of half done, kind of, sort of. No, it's not half done. But David was working on, it's getting him to just do the schematics in the background, like the schematic symbols. We're going to make our own DDR4 module, like our own DIMM module. We're going to actually make our own DIMM module to see if we could actually make one cheaper than what we could buy it. And I thought that would make an interesting video. And I still do. I still do. So yeah. Yeah, I still might, yeah. That'd be interesting. But you've got to go all the way with LBJ on that. You know, I could release a part 1. Because I think we got the schematic symbols for the chips and stuff. And whatnot. I think David did the schematic symbols for the chips. Can't remember where we're at on that, but yeah, that was idea. That was one of our ideas for a video, was to design our own DIMM module, PC, you know, leading edge kind of, you know, DDR module, just for kicks, to see if we could build our own one. Of course we can, and whether or not we could get the chips, and whether or not it would actually work out cheaper to actually buy the bare chips, design the board, like not counting our design hours to actually design it, but to buy the chips. And you know, there's not much else on there. You know, there's some termination resistors and bypass caps and stuff, but generally there's not much else on there. Get the chips, and then of course boards are cheap these days, although you would need your 8 or 10 layer board or whatever. But yeah, that would have been interesting. It's a lot of work, but we did start on that. How long will the stream end? I've got to go shortly. Another 5 minutes. So if anyone's got any... Yeah, no. If you're a student and you're not learning Altium Designer, you're not going to be in the game, in the job market. You want Altium Designer on your resume. No one cares about dip trace. Put dip trace on your resume. Almost nobody's going to care. Put Eagle on there. Most people won't care about that. No, they want dip trace. Sorry, they want Altium Designer. Trust me. My eyebrows has an awesome 90-degree angle in it. What? I have no idea what speed the memory was going to be. I don't know. We looked at the details. Oh, God, that was a year ago. Now, I think. Yes, I'm unwell. Yes, I'm not well. Yeah, I would have made it open source, sure. No, I'm not into ham radio. Do you get much engagement on other non-YouTube channels? Oh, decent amount on BitChute. BitChute's not bad. You know, considering the engagement versus views, yeah. BitChute's coming along. It's coming along. I'll hit 1,000 subscribers soon, I think. Yeah, the Siglin SDS 1104X. The XE? The X or the XE? I hate Siglin's naming terminology. The XE is the latest one, is the one I've got. It's pretty good scope. Might be the leading front runner in the bang per buck 4-channel one. It's not the cheapest. The Rigol's still cheaper. How do you program the DDR4 module? Oh, there's an I2C thing. Apparently. I can't recall details, but I think there's an I2C interface to it. And you can actually get software to program them. Which can set like the channel. That's how your BIOS sets, you know, all the channel stuff and things like that. How to become electronics scientist. That terminology is not really right. And electronics engineer, you study electronics engineering, or you do electronics engineering projects, and then you get a job. Nah, hardware's fine. Nah, the hardware job market's not dying. Getting replaced more and more. Nah. Nah, just go to 4 layers, Mr. Zoggles. It'll give you far more options, and there's hardly any cost penalty these days. Really, no. 4 layers will open up your design options immensely. So definitely don't be afraid to go to 4 layers. I would jump to 4 layers. Yep. No. Back when it was 4 times the price or something, yeah, that was a big reason to limit yourself to 2 layers. Now there's not. The 4-layer protos are so cheap. Seriously. It's really changed just in the last couple of years. Oof. Did I enjoy engineering school? Oh yeah, had its ups and downs. Let's just say that. I hated all the advanced math. Hated having to do anything that wasn't electronics related. You know. Heck, we had to do civil engineering. We had to do mechanical engineering. And I hated it. I can remember uni, I had to go out on site and learn how to use a theodolite. It's ridiculous. You know, like, it's just like silly stuff. Anyway. Yeah, no, I didn't like anything that wasn't electronics design. Yeah. And the 10 million advanced maths classes. I kind of enjoyed physics, you know. But yes, I do actually really have an Uncle Bob. I actually do have an Uncle Bob. He's dead now, sadly. Died recently. But no, I have an Uncle Bob. Bob literally is my uncle. And because I'm Australian, got an Uncle Bluey too. Anyway, I better call it quits because it's 7:05. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me this impromptu video, because I guess maybe had nothing better to do for an hour and a half before I went home. Well, always got something better to do, but you know. Oh, the low 10th bismuth solder paste. Yeah, I used some of that once for rework. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, nothing wrong with being a jack of all trades. Yes, I enjoy the Q&A. It's why I do them. Should do it more. Turn off my studio lights. They don't light me up too much. I've only got them on 50% brightness because it's pitch black outside. Now I can see. They're imprinted in my eyes. Anyway, look, I could be here all night. Unfortunately, no. Porn links in the chat. What? Oh, right, sexy. Right, yeah. Can we go to chat? What? Oh, because I'm not logged in. Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not logged in. Firefox is critically out of date. Good thing I don't use Firefox. Yeah. I prefer summer. Oh, this winter rubbish. I'm sick of winter. Hate non-daylight saving. Anyway. Alright. Better go, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Cross-infect the rest of the family. I think they gave it to me. The kids got it from the germ factory. And his school. Anyway, yep. Thanks, everyone. Sorry I couldn't do it longer, like 5 hours like I normally do, but, you know. It's now almost 7:10. Got to get home to the family. Catch you next time. Figure out how to turn this bugger